So
Yeah.
sometimes it's like people just kind of go with whatever people are talking about. And I feel like you said you had to kind of get on that train early because by the time you get on it, if you heard about that train, you already left.
Right. Right. Yeah. So for your listeners, one of the things that you have to keep in mind, I think, is that goes back to that patience thing. And I realize that, like, it, it's um it's fun to spend money or to feel like you are
Gonna
putting
make
your
money.
money into
Yeah.
a company, right? That you're going to make money. And people forget that past performance is no indication of future results,
No.
and that the stock market goes up and down. People do lose money, and the best defense is a good offense. And so what I used to talk to clients about is putting the money in something that's diversified or having diversification, uh, dollar cost averaging into the market, whether it's I didn't sell stocks, but with like a mutual fund, it's the best way to buy into the market.
Right.
There's other strategies, but this is just kind of universal stuff. Um, and then the other thing is just it's not about timing the market; it's about time in the market. So you just need time for it to grow, for
I
your
mean, I
investment to
mean,
grow.
right. The thing
You
is like people want like when we talk about the time thing where it's like people want to like, oh, look how much I've made. It's like, yeah, but like how long have you been sitting on that? Or how long has your money been tied up into that? And like, I'm not trying to downplay stocks. I'm just talking to you because you know about it, because you have some, and I have no idea. So anyone listening to this, maybe they're on my side, maybe they're on yours. I don't know anything about stocks. I also don't want to tie up my money waiting, right? Because the way I think about it is like I don't have that kind of money where I'm gonna just make a bunch. Like it's different when you have like hundreds or thousands of shares in a company. That's way different.
Right.
You're buying a couple here and there of Apple. It's like what are you gonna make on that? Like to me, it's like I'd rather just have dinner this Friday. You feel me? Have a nice little dinner this Friday, and then like I was telling you before, like instead of dropping hundreds and hundreds here, I'd rather continue to save up and invest in my own retirement stuff. And then when I'm able to buy another, I'm more into the property thing. Maybe that's just me. You know,
Yeah.
I I'm more, and the property thing is a patience thing too, right? Properties is a 20, 30 year kind of thing, or people are like, oh, I'm gonna make heck of money on this house. It's like, no, you're not. Like, if you rent this house out, by the time you make your money back, it's gonna be 20 years. You know what I mean? But that's a different story. But
But
so
people like the stock market because it is liquid, right? Whereas real estate, there's you have to you have to you can't just sell, you can't buy it today and then tomorrow decide, you know what, I want to pull my money out, I'm going to
right.
just sell my
No,
house.
and that's the thing too, right? And then also with the stock, you could have less money and go in, because I can get the apps like we talked about, and I could drop a couple hundred here and there. And with property, come on, bro, you're gonna need at least 300K now. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna just find these people want these little homes for 80. Those aren't around no more. Those little fixer uppers. A fixer upper now is gonna cost you 350. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
In
it's not
California, in
in
California.
California. Not like you're gonna go overnight and be like, I think I'm gonna buy a house tomorrow. It's like, okay, dude, like not that many people have 350 just sitting around. So I do agree that the property game is different. That's probably a different episode. And the stocks thing with me is like I do want to get into it because I do like that. I would like to have a little app and go in there and go look what I'm doing. But then I see some people that I know that are like kind of addicted to it. It's almost like their social media. Like they're looking at it like, oh, dude, I'm losing money. I'm selling. I'm selling. It's like I don't think I have the time for that. You know what I mean? I don't think I have the time to be looking at that.
Yeah, no, and you know what, when you some people I think should not be invested in the stock market uh on their own. And there's something called being an accredited investor, or being an investor itself. You know, if you're with a good financial advisor, which I
Right.
recommend that people do start
Right.
with,
I have one. Yeah, I have one. Yeah.
at the very least, instead of before you even get to the app, talk to a professional, talk
Right.
to someone who's licensed, who has experience, who can help just even give you that one-on-one talk. Because the thing that I don't like, I do like the democracy of people having access to trade and to buy investments. What I don't like is that people are shortchanging themselves of the educational experience and the suitability for purchasing. Because remember, you could lose money. and I think it muddies the water or gives the market a bad name when people jump in and there's they don't consider you know
The losing part.
the
It's all.
losing
It's
part.
like gambling. Like literally, it's like gambling, right? Like sports gambling. Like people have like, their picks, right? Oh, follow this one guy, he'll give you the picks, and it's like you're gonna put your money based on this person who's like going off of whatever, right? It's like to me, gambling for sports is almost the same as stocks, except that sports gambling is overnight. This could be today and tomorrow. There's all kinds of games, right? But I think it's like most people that want to be positive, they want to be positive thinkers. Oh no, if I think positively, bro, I'm gonna make a lot of money. It's like that's not how it works all the time because I could bet that the Kings are gonna win tonight, right? Because I think they're gonna win tonight because I have a good feeling, whatever. But that money could be gone too, right? I could lose $100 tonight. You see what I'm saying? So to
Right.
me, it's like I feel like it's almost the same thing with the stocks. Like we look at it and we're looking at the positive, but we're not thinking of the negative, right? Like because you're saying like you could drop in, people think what they paid, it's still theirs. Like no, bro, when you put in, the value could drop tomorrow, and
Yes.
you're not getting that difference back. You know what I mean? And it's almost like it has some kind of problem with it. Cooties, right? No one's gonna want to touch it. Nobody wants that back. Like, oh, I'm gonna sell it. It's like, well, nobody wants it. Like, they're gonna want it, but they're gonna want it for less, right?
Well. Here's what happened. Here's a scenario. 2008. Okay. 2009. We know what was going on with the economy. The
The
Great
recession.
Recession was happening, um, and I remember the disdain of folks who were like, "I lost X amount of dollars in my 401k,"
Right. Right.
and that's when I was starting to prepare to go into insurance, and I was working with the guy that got me into insurance. And I remember him saying, well, if they bought whole life insurance, they haven't lost a penny. And if people really look at their statement, they haven't lost any shares.
Right.
The
Right.
stock price has changed, but they if you had 10 shares of Apple, guess what? You still
You
had 10
have
shares
them. Yeah.
of
You
Apple.
still. Yes. Yes. Yes.
It was the market loss. You only suffer loss when you sell. But the real wealth and value is gained when you acquire an asset. That's where the wealth develops and starts. And that's why
Makes sense.
even for myself, I'm trying to transition over to real estate